everyone, welcome to Star Trek Jeopardy. This is another episode where you're not having to look at Rob's face. Instead, you get me, Nick, one of the hosts from Keeping Up with the Cardassians. We're so excited to be back with you today. And before we begin our Jeopardy, there's a couple quick things, of course, we need to let you know. First and foremost, make sure you're subscribing to our podcast. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, because then we have some bragging rights. We can actually we can say we have 1,000 fans. When we say it now, our wives just laugh at us. So if you do this, we can actually have some proof of it, which is pretty great. Also, make sure you're checking out our podcast, Keeping Up with the Cardassians. Right now, we're on season 6 of The Next Generation. We just did the premiere of season 6, so you can follow along with us if you want. Now, with that said, let's dive into some Jeopardy. And you know the rules. We're not going to punish you if you don't say it correctly, like you don't have to say what is or anything like that. But just, have fun with this. Have a good time. And remember, there's going to be some errors. There's going to be some typos. Knowing me, I'm going to pronounce some things wrong. Just know I'm doing my best, and it's all about having a good time. Now make sure you're also dropping in the comments what your final score is. So with that said, let us begin Jeopardy. And today, the clues for Jeopardy are Technobabble, Klingon Terms, BOBW, which for Star Trek fans, you'll know that as Best of Both Worlds. All of the questions, of course, come from episodes 1 and 2 of Best of Both Worlds. Trek 101, Starfleet Academy, and Dr. McCoy. With that said, let's begin Jeopardy. Let's start with Technobabble for 200. These are robotic devices used by the Borg for the primary purpose of assimilation. The answer is nanoprobes. I think you want to be careful about getting those in certain places, don't you? Klingon Terms for 200. One of the most popular single-word insults used by Klingons. Patak. Everyone knows that, right?
Wake up, Patak! Eat!
Best of Both Worlds for 200. The location of the infamous battle where a single Borg cube destroys dozens of Starfleet ships with ease. Location, of course, is Wolf 359. Trek 101 for 200. The name for General Order 1 that all Starfleet officers must follow. The answer, the Prime Directive. Starfleet Academy for 200. The city where Starfleet Academy calls home. San Francisco is the answer. Though with Starfleet Academy coming up, it sounds like it's going to be in the ship too. Very confusing, but we'll see. It might be great. Dr. McCoy for 200. The nickname Captain Kirk often refers to McCoy as. Bones is the answer. Bones. Technobabble for 400. This is the kind of brain that Data has. The answer, positronic. Not supersonic, positronic. Klingon Terms for 400. This word, when spoken, essentially means wishing someone success. The answer, kapla. Or kapla? Kaplay? I don't know. You pronounce it however you want to pronounce it. It's kapla. Best of Both Worlds for 400. She is assigned to the Enterprise D by Admiral Hansen to lead the investigation, as she is an expert on the Borg. Commander Shelby. Trek 101 for 400. This language is actually the most widely spoken fictional language in the world. Klingon. You know, just earlier today, some of us in our podcast were talking about making a Christmas album in all Klingon. Wouldn't that be fun? Or would that be terrible? Probably both. Starfleet Academy for 400. This gardener tended not only to the plant life at the Academy, but also cared for young cadets like Jean-Luc Picard and Catherine Janeway. Boothby, good old Boothby. What a great actor Boothby was, too. Go ahead and comment the name of who plays the actor of Boothby in there, because he was a great actor, and Star Trek was lucky to get him. Dr. McCoy for 400. According to Jadzia Dax, Dr. McCoy had these. Well, for Jadzia, Dr. McCoy had the hands of a surgeon.
Leonard McCoy. I met him when he was a student at Old Miss.
Who met him, Curzon?
No, my host at the time was Emily. She was on Earth judging a gymnastics competition. I had a feeling he'd become a doctor. He had the hands of a surgeon.
Moving on, Technobabble for 600. A famous, often joked about solution from the various series used by engineers like Scotty, Torres, and LaForge to describe a quick sci-fi solution for a complex engineering problem like shield functions. If you answered reverse the polarity, you would be right, because that appears in almost every single episode of Star Trek. And I think you can back me up on that one. Moving on, Klingon Terms for 600. A word or term of endearment. The answer, Parmak. Best of Both Worlds for 600. This is the single word Commander Data is able to access from an assimilated Picard to help the crew stop the Borg's journey towards Earth. And the word, of course, is sleep. I imagine being a Borg is pretty hard. You never get any downtime because they're always speaking through the hive mind, right? Sleep would be pretty important there. Trek 101. The planet Deep Space Nine originally was in orbit of. The answer, Bajor. That might have been a little too easy for a 600 clue, but that's okay. Give yourself a pat on the back anyways. Starfleet Academy for 600. At the end of one of these series, this character was revealed to be the longest serving instructor in Starfleet Academy history. Sylvia Tilly, who looks to be returning from Starfleet Academy, though I've heard from early reviews she's not in it very much. Dr. McCoy for 600. The first name of Dr. McCoy's father. The answer is David. I honestly feel like that was a 1,000 clue myself. I would never have guessed that. And if you got that, good for you. Technobabble for 800. This holds the person or item in the transporter's matter stream temporarily to allow the Doppler compensators to adjust the targeting scanners. If you don't know that's a pattern buffer, then what kind of Star Trek fan are you? Come on. Klingon Terms for 800. a term used for an individual who fought for a warrior's challenge of the High Council. Chadich is the answer. If you recall, the cards served as the Chadich for what character, just for fun? Say it with me. Worf, obviously.
Captain, I must choose another Chadich.
Best of both worlds for 800. The name of the colony that was completely destroyed, leading to the revelation that the Borg are back. The colony that was destroyed was New Providence. Trek 101 for 800. The crew of the USS Voyager incorporated members of this group of Federation fugitives into its crew after being stranded 70,000 light years from Earth. If you don't get McCoy on this one, folks, I don't know what to tell you. This was an 800-point clue. It was the McCoy. You should have known him from Deep Space Nine. You should have known him from Voyager. You did your best. But would you agree with me on saying that they didn't do enough with the McCoy storyline in Voyager? Felt like there could have been a lot more conflict there, right? Would have built up the show a little bit better. What can you say? It's still my favorite series. Starfleet Academy for 800. Starfleet Academy's motto, which emphasizes knowledge and exploration. That Starfleet Academy motto is Ex Astris, of course. Dr. McCoy for 800. Before attaining his medical training at Starfleet Medical, this was the university he graduated from. Dr. McCoy was a graduate of the University of Mississippi. Now here's my question for you. After World War III and nuclear holocausts, does the University of Mississippi still exist? Does the state of Mississippi still exist? They're all a united federation of planets, right? So there's no countries. I don't know. Just something that keeps me up at night. Moving on to the next clue. Technobabble for 1,000. These subatomic particles have temporal properties and are crucial for time travel and affecting space-time. The answer is the chronoton particles. You see a lot of those happen in the Star Trek Voyager episodes, Year of Hell Part 1 and 2, right? When they're dealing with the chronom. I don't know about you, but that's probably my favorite Voyager episode ever. Klingon Terms for 1,000. A term used to order a transport. The answer, of course, Chachi. No, we could Cho-E-Chu, right? You hear that in Star Trek 3.
More! Cho-E-Chu!
Moving on, best of both worlds for 1,000. The Borg is able to chase the Enterprise out of the Paulson Nebula by using these. The answer, magnetometric guided charges. Now, if you got that one for 1,000, good for you. Trek 101. This is the primary mission of the California-class starships. The answer is Second Contact. Starfleet Academy for 1,000. The name for a Starfleet Academy unit consisting of multiple units. One of the wing's pilots was Harry Kim. The answer is Third Academy Training Wing. We're not taking it easy on you on these 1,000 clues, are we? And we continue with Dr. McCoy for 1,000. Perhaps the hardest clue yet. Finish this oft-spoken line by Dr. McCoy. I'm a doctor, not a... The answer: moon shuttle conductor, bricklayer, physicist, escalator, mechanic, torpedo technician, engineer, magician, coal miner. All answers would have been accepted, though if you got an answer outside of that, we're not counting it. So better by one of those. All right, folks, we're moving on to Final Jeopardy. What is your score at this time? I always love reading the comments when you tell me what your score was before Final Jeopardy and what your score was after. I appreciate the people who bet big and say, I went into Final Jeopardy with a score of 8,500 and I ended with 1. You know what? You only live once. Might as well choose the best of both worlds and wager high. See what I did there? Moving on to Final Jeopardy. The Final Jeopardy clue for today is places. Make your wager now. And the Final Jeopardy question today: mythical planet, which was sought by Cybok, believed to be the home of God. I feel like we went easy on you today with this Final Jeopardy question because the answer is Shakari. Did he get it? What are those final scores? We need to know what they are. Make sure you put them in our comments section. Now, if you remember, this week's Final Jeopardy clue will be the first category of our next Jeopardy episode, so be ready for places to reappear next week. Before you click off of YouTube and leave us for today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But also make sure you check out our podcasts too. We interview Star Trek actors and actresses, writers, directors, producers. We interview all sorts of folks. We've interviewed Ronald Moore, Nana Visitor, Jonathan Frakes. I mean, there's so many different things that you can catch on our podcast. So make sure you subscribe. We'd love to have you. And make sure you become one of our 1,000 followers on YouTube. Thanks for joining us for Star Trek Jeopardy. And guess what? Next time you see Star Trek Jeopardy, you won't have to see this face again. You get Rob again. I know that'll make you happy. Have a good rest of the day, y'all.